Today on DNVR Buffs Live, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Boo Carter is a Colorado Buffalo, along with 10 other players who have joined the herd since the last time we had a show. It's going to be a big one. Let's do it.
Let's
go.
Squad.
Coming to you live from the Xfinity studio. Shout out Xfinity, man. Shout out to the Colorado Buffaloes, too. What a weekend. What a heater they are on. They have got to be one of the hottest teams in the transfer portal. And the out-of-nowhere commits don't seem to be slowing down. Last week it was Leafow, the linebacker. Now, not to bury the Boo Carter news, which we will celebrate. But Bo Hughley just became a Buff not too long ago. Former blue chip recruit he was slated to start for Georgia potentially this year if some guys came back or left or whatever. So, wow, how are we feeling?
I feel great, man. I'm so excited and energized by the way that this coaching staff, this recruiting staff, has attacked this transfer portal.
Yeah,
there's a clear strategy. They're executing the strategy. They're landing the players we've wanted. They're landing the players we didn't even know we had a chance with. Yeah. They're landing my boo. They're doing it all, man. And I'm having a lot of fun just following this right now. It just feels like every time you open your phone, there's a chance that there's going to be exciting news on there. So this was a great weekend of football. And it was even better to just have these fun little moments sprinkled in throughout the weekend.
100%. I mean, this is the start that every Colorado football fan wanted to see, the start to the transfer portal cycle, right? We all knew that they had a lot of holes to fill. They had a lot of players that they had to add. And they're certainly not done yet, but some progress, some significant improvement in progress has been made. And there have been just some, I think, what are going to turn out to be real life gems found in this transfer portal class. I think you've just taken shots at a lot of different places, right? You've taken shots at the SEC guys, at the Power 4 guys, at the G5, FCS, guys with production, guys with potential. And I think it remains to be seen how it all comes together. But if you're sitting from an outside perspective as a fan, you have to be pleased with some of the names and the production and the talent that has been added to this roster in the last 10 or so days. Like you said, RK, it's been really fun to watch. And a few of these guys had me really, really, really excited.
Yeah. So before the weekend, I said on the show, like, I heard a phrase about what they're going after this weekend. And I said I wasn't going to share it, but I'll share it now because it has come true. And the phrase was big game hunting was what they were going to be doing this weekend. And obviously Boo Carter is kind of the headliner of that. You got a guy who has had legitimate star power in the SEC and played and done some incredible things. You obviously land a tackle from Georgia in there. Like you started off with the G5 and FCS, super productive, super exciting guys who are coming up. Now you're kind of trying to fill in the gaps and maybe aim a little higher in terms of where you're getting guys from. You know, Leafow obviously joining the herd. Like there's phases to this, it seems like, in the way that they wanted to attack it. And this second phase is really exciting, just as the first was.
Yep.
Just real quickly, Travis in the chat asked, Scotty sick or Scotty boys gone from the Bears? The latter, Travis.
Both.
The latter. Yeah, it was a lot of, man, my Bears, man, what a win. That was a core memory unlocked. And yeah, it was a lot of screaming and loud talking going on during that game.
Go.
That's great.
Bear down, baby.
All right, let's get down to it. Holy cow, I can't even talk. There's too many names. We're up to 11 players since the last show, so let's run through them. And we'll start, with the headliner, Boo Carter, a 2024 four-star recruit from Bradley Central High School in Cleveland, Tennessee. Obviously committed to Tennessee, had Colorado in his top 5 in that summer of 2023, and things looked really good for what seemed like quite a while. They got him back for a visit, I think, after he committed to that season. He obviously ends up signing with Tennessee and was an instant impact player there for them. He played in 22 games over the last 2 seasons, 63 total tackles, 7.5 TFLs, 2 sacks, an interception, 3 passes defended, and 3 forced fumbles. He also had 23 career punt returns for an average of 14.9 yards per return. He was recruited as a two-way player here at Colorado. He kind of was able to do some stuff over at Tennessee, particularly last spring. They were able to get him some reps at slot receiver, but nothing in game yet. Was a member of the 2024 SEC All-Freshman team as well. Was a blue-chip recruit, as we all know, and is probably going to be your new nickel, potentially safety. We'll see.
Yeah, it's not goodbye. See you later. And later has arrived.
Yep, we're here.
And Boo is see you now. This one's awesome. And I've said it a few times over the last week or so, but Boo Carter's high school film was my favorite of any prospect we've watched since Coach Prime got to Colorado and we got to start watching film on high caliber prospects. Back then, the things that I was saying is like he just has that style of movement to him that very, very few players have. It's not the same, but Travis Hunter has that too, where it's like, wow, like how does he shake like that? How does he move like that? How does he contort like that? That's the level of athleticism that Boo Carter has, even though it's slightly different, just considering the different body types that they have. But a real athletic freak who is capable of, I think, a lot more than what we saw at Tennessee. And what we saw at Tennessee was really exciting. I mean, that's an SEC all-freshman player. Yeah. Clearly, there was something off with the relationship last season from the very beginning of like spring. It just wasn't clicking for them. But this is a dude who has really, really flashed. And yes, I expect him to play nickel, but I really think that what he can do here is a lot higher than that. I think that Brendan Marion would love to have his services for a package on offense. I think that there's a pretty good chance that he'll be the punt returner for this team, potentially kick returner as well. So, yeah, this one's really, really exciting. Obviously, there's some worry within the fan base about whatever went on at Tennessee.
Yeah.
There's 2 sides to every story. I've only heard one side, but it sounds like it was a little bit of just miscommunication that sent things on the wrong path, and it just wasn't able to be recovered.
Well, look, when things like this, when players go through things like this, it usually all comes out, right? After they transfer or go to another school. And of course, we've all been seeing it probably on Twitter and all that. And honestly, none of it's really that crazy. Like, yeah, he, had some issues over the last year or so in terms of, being with the team. It sounds like he was debating whether he just wanted to be with the team or not, like whether he wanted to enter the portal. Was obviously convinced to stay through this season. And I think whatever happened, coaching staff and him didn't see eye to eye, whether it's how he was used or, injuries coming back from those, stuff like that. So, we'll see. I mean, and the other thing that all the Tennessee fans were saying was like, I mean, family loves Colorado, family loves Coach Prime. So this seems like a setting where he could potentially thrive.
No doubt. Yeah, I mean, I've obviously voiced my worries about Boo Carter and his potential fit like in this locker room and program, but the talent is undeniable. Like you watch the film, you watch how he pops on film. There's no really reason to wonder why, even with some of the warning flags, that you would want a guy like that in your locker room and try to make it work. And I think that is everything. All of that stuff was taken into consideration by Coach Prime, by Box, by the rest of that recruiting staff. Knowing the situation, I'm sure that they got some background information from Boo, his family, about what really went on behind the scenes, because we don't know what happened in Tennessee with Coach Heupel and that whole situation. But it's not something that I think Coach Prime, like I said, Box and the rest of them aren't prepared to potentially have to deal with. And not deal with, but you got to massage a situation like that, so to speak, right? You have to make sure, maybe give a little extra attention to somebody like that. And again, he has the talent that warrants it, that warrants a little extra care and all that type of stuff. So the nickel experience is massive, right? Because obviously losing Preston Hodge, we've talked about that position the last couple of years as one of the most impactful, important, and difficult to play positions on the football field. And Boo has done it in the SEC as a young player. And that's another point too. important thing to point out too. He's a young player.
Of course.
He can develop not only physically, but emotionally and mentally and whatnot. So I think that's also what Coach Prime and the recruiting staff are banking on too, is like maybe just some youthful transgressions. And we've seen it time and time again from sport to sport where young guys act like young men. You know what I'm saying? And I think Coach Prime is the right kind of father figure model. Not that Boo Carter needs a father figure, but just the type of a role model that I think is going to leave the fan base and Boo's family at ease a little bit that he is in the right spot. But it's obviously an exciting get.
Also, go back to the summer of 2023. No one had seen a Coach Prime Colorado football team on the field yet at that point. You know what I mean? Like, there were so many questions that hadn't been answered yet, and they did have their, hat in the ring, and a bunch of guys like Boo Carter, of that caliber that they were recruiting in that 2024 recruiting class. And clearly not many of them, ended up coming to Boulder, right? I mean, we're just in a completely different spot. I mean, just go back to that summer. Think about what they were saying. Prime's not going to be here until, past 2 years. You know what I mean?
Year,
he can't coach. Like, all this stuff that was, quote unquote, common to say online. You know what I mean? That was taken as what Coach Prime is. I think he's bucked a lot of that, even with a bad year this last season, right? Like, the signed extension, there's a lot more security in Coach Prime's program than there was that very first offseason when it was so much BS being flown around, because that was when the transfer portal stuff was going crazy too, right?
Yep. Well, and this is, to me, the power of the fans, in my opinion. Like, people got to realize, like, you really do have an impact on how this stuff shakes out. And the reason I say that is because Boo Carter was a highly, highly sought after recruit who balled out as a freshman, and every Tennessee fan loved him, right? They're singing his praises, all of that stuff. Then one little left turn, and everything flips, and Tennessee no longer values him the way that they did before. Those fans are nasty, man.
Yes, they are.
The way that they talk about Boo Carter is disgusting.
Yeah.
And so now all of a sudden he's like, man, like, I want to go back somewhere where I'm loved, where I'm appreciated, where people want me there. No fan base, including Tennessee, has wanted Boo Carter as much as Colorado fans have wanted him since the day we heard his name.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I really do think the fans had an impact on this of like, hey, I want to go back somewhere where I'm loved. And he's going to be here. And that's exciting to me. So, whatever happened there, like you mentioned, like this is another, I think this is a cool part of the transfer portal. He gets to go have a fresh slate somewhere.
Definitely.
And, whatever might have happened, no matter whether he feels like it was his fault or someone else's fault, you learn lessons and you apply them to your next destination. So, I'm stoked for him. This is the most talented player we've had in the secondary outside of Travis Hunter.
Without a doubt.
And this secondary is coming together.
Yes.
I know y'all had Nate Mitchell on the show late last week, as well as Justin Eaglin.
Yep.
We were going to talk about another guy who they just added this weekend to that secondary, a ball player.
And they're not done.
And they ain't done.
It's crazy, huh? It's kind of like a full circle offseason in a way. Just having Boo come back. Julian's the starting quarterback. We're going to talk about Blake Purchase here later on.
It really is, man.
Like, it's pretty insane. So, lots more players to talk about as well. Let's just go ahead and take our first break, and then we'll start knocking down these 10 new commits that we got to get to. Shout out to our friends over at Toyota, the legends, man. Trucks have always been in their DNA. For generations, they've built legends destined for greatness and perfect for Colorado. Whether you're coming out here for a game or just to check it out, make sure when you do, you are in a Toyota so that you can see everything that this beautiful state has to offer. We've had some weather recently. Scotty fortunately missed it, but we did have a bunch of snow. What better way to get around in the snow out here in Colorado than with a Toyota? They got 17 models with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive like the Epic 4Runner. They also offer more low and zero-emission vehicles combined than any other automaker. They got 16 different hybrids, including the Tundra iForce Max hybrid truck as well. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of CU Athletics and is the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places.
And shout out to the squad, our good friends over at Taco Bell, man. And shout out to that iconic quesarito, man. It is back at Taco Bell's for a limited time, man. And what's also back is Taco Bell's spicy volcano sauce, man. You can pair that perfectly with the
All the legends
quesarito.
are back.
All the legends are back. We are truly back, man. This is the perfect little item to take up the quesarito, that heat to the next level, man. So get over to Taco Bell, man. Pick up a volcano quesarito today. And while you're at it, don't forget to grab something from Taco Bell's crispy chicken menu, whether it's a taco, whether it's a burrito or some strips. Taco Bell's crispy chicken delivers every single time. And with football playoffs in full effect, some teams getting some big playoff victories. Be the hero of the party. And don't forget to pick up a crispy chicken game day pack featuring chicken strips, soft tacos, and Taco Bell's amazing nacho fries. This is a winning combination. Live Moss at Taco Bell.
All right. Let's just start going down the list then.
Let's get it.
Today, Bo Hughley, just before the show, he committed to Colorado. Former Georgia Bulldogs offensive tackle, was a 2023 four-star player, a top 100 player in 247, 115th overall in the composite from Langston Hughes High School in Fairburn, Georgia. This is a guy, again, he was kind of in line to start this year. He's played in 20 career games. He's made 2 starts. He's been playing offensive tackle really that entire time. Was listed at 6'7", 295 and a redshirt sophomore on the last Georgia roster. You got some more PFF stuff on him?
6'7", 300 pounds. That's a big boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you mentioned, started 2 games at right tackle. This could potentially be a strong candidate to be the bookend right tackle opposite of Jordan Seaton, which would be a nice little duo to be protecting redshirt freshman quarterback Julian Lewis. His 2 starts, Hughley's 2 starts last year were against Alabama and Auburn. So he's played in some big football games and some big moments. Obviously, didn't start the full season. They got some guys at Georgia, but like you mentioned, some of the rumblings come out of the season was that he was going to very much be in play to be a starter for Georgia this season. This is a massive add, and this is kind of what I was talking about earlier with you taking different shots at different parts of the court, right? You're banking on some of the G5 FCS guys, but you're still taking your shots at some of these Power 4 guys, some of these SEC guys, like we're seeing here with Hughley. But the size and the potential, still has 2 years of eligibility left as well.
Wow.
So this is a name that I think came out of nowhere for a lot of Buff Nation, but this could prove to be one of the more impactful additions.
Absolutely. It happened right before the show, so we haven't had time to like watch tape on him or anything. The one thing that I've heard is that he was really beloved in that locker room.
Yes.
So which is a cool thing to have. Maybe another guy who could be a leader on this offense. We've seen a pattern, certainly, in terms of guys they're gone after that fit that mold. So yeah, this is a fun one. This is an exciting one, and it's comforting that he has some of the playing time and successful playing time, because obviously I think there's some scars within the fan base about players, coming from the SEC, which is funny to say. But I like that he's been out there. He's played well.
In big spots too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think he had a big game against Tennessee maybe 2 years ago. Or maybe it was this year. He didn't start in that game, but he played in it.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, so
played almost 250 snaps, 0 sacks allowed, 0 quarterback hits allowed, only 3 pressures. So he's been tested a little bit.
Yeah.
And I assume part of the reason he decided to come here was because he felt like he could start. And again, being opposite of Jordan Seaton, if Hughley is who he could potentially be, that is an elite tackle duo.
This is from his Rivals profile. He's also known as Big Bo. He wore a size 16 shoe when he was in middle school.
Middle school is crazy.
So his coach over at, what did we say it was? Langston Hughes out there in Georgia. He said about him. So this is 2-3 years ago again, but he said, there's nobody else in the world like him. From a positive attitude and everything he does to his God-given talent. He's unique. He's destined for big things like his nickname, Big Bo. And this is, again, you can kind of learn a lot. We saw this when from Texas fans when Lanao Leifau entered the portal. They were bummed. Georgia fans are bummed about this one, man. They were bummed when he entered the portal, and this got done pretty quickly. I think he entered the portal like 4 or 5 days ago too. Yeah. So shout out to CU for getting him on campus and getting the commitment. What's up?
The Broncos used to have this guy. His name was Cyrus Kwanjo.
Yes, I remember
He
him.
was a massive tackle out of
Alabama. Yep.
6'7", 322 pounds. But you brought up the size 16 shoe.
Yeah.
I think he wore size 17 or 18 shoe. Looking at that shoe in the locker room, it honestly looks like a bit.
Like a clown shoe.
No, like if I put it on, it would actually look like I was wearing clown shoes. It is crazy what one of those shoes actually looks like.
Another pattern I'm noticing, and this applies to Hughley here, is we talked about a lot of G5, a lot of FCS guys being added. Not on the offensive line. They've now added 3 offensive linemen. All of them are Power 4 guys. Obviously, Hughley here coming from Georgia. Javer Richardson, who you guys talked about last week, the tackle coming from Mizzou. And then Taj White from Rutgers. All 3 tackles also specifically. So sounds like they might feel a little bit decent about the interior, but it seems like they're trying to take a lot of shots to find the right answer opposite Jordan Seaton. But I kind of like this approach. Ideally, you like your big boys up front with some Power 4 experience coming from the Power 4. I feel like you can make a little more work with the lower level guys on the perimeter with the skill position spots. But I really like this approach.
Yep. More offensive linemen coming too.
And if I had to guess, just based off of the profile that Brennan Marion is going after, light on his feet.
Yep.
For that size.
Yep, for sure.
All right, let's just work down the list here. Starting last night, former Maryland defensive lineman Cedric Smith committed. Another guy, unranked 2023 recruit from South Atlanta High School in Atlanta, Georgia. Originally started his career at South Carolina State, only played 1 game there, ended up going to Alabama A&M for 24. And then he ends up at Maryland, where he was kind of a role player, but he had played in all 12 games for the Terrapins last year. So at least a solid depth piece. That's like your 11th commit on the front 7 too. So they've clearly been addressing those positions.
And they're looking for that, plug in the middle.
Yep. That's exactly what he is. Yep. Your true nose tackle, 1 tech, 3 tech, taking on double teams, just being immovable at the point of attack. And I think you mentioned his size, 6'4", 320 pounds.
Yep.
That's a big boy in the middle of the field right there.
Another one last night, Emory Floyd committed to Colorado, former Appalachian State cornerback. He was a 2022 recruit, originally signed with South Carolina. Yep. Didn't really get on the field too much there. He ends up going to App State last year, was all Sun Belt honorable mention, 57 total tackles, 1 TFL, 5 PBUs, and an interception. He's a graduate, I believe, or is entering his final year of eligibility. So this is it for him here at Colorado.
What was his size again?
I do not have that right now. Give me a minute.
Sorry.
You're good.
He is 6'1", 195. Yep. So good size.
Yeah, he has that kind of like lengthy frame that Coach Prime really likes in those corners.
I really like where the secondary is being built, how the secondary is being built.
Yep. Another one, or actually, this is let's talk about quarterback. Keneal Sweetwine committed to Colorado yesterday. Love that. Great nickname. Kid he just signed his national letter of intent to NC State. NC State granted a release from that letter of intent for him. So he was essentially in the transfer portal. He commits to Colorado with Brennan Marion being credited as his primary recruiter. He was from Skyridge High School in Lehigh, Utah.
They play good football out there.
Yes, they do.
They have produced a lot of guys.
And that's why Utah and BYU is really get a bunch of their guys.
And he was previously committed to BYU before even committing to NC State. Had a really strong senior season. 3,000 passing yards, 32 touchdowns. Can run the ball too. You can see Brennan Marion watching this young man's tape, be like, I can do something with this.
Yeah. If I had to guess, I would think that Brennan Marion wanted to bring him to Sac State. That didn't materialize.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I don't know what went on with South Carolina. But for whatever reason, he became back on the market, and Marion's like, "Hey, I'm at a bigger school now. That's what you wanted."
No, for sure.
Yep.
He can play. He can move too.
Sweetwine is just what a name.
Yep. He helped Skyridge make the Utah 5A state semifinals in 2024 too.
And I was so confused just because I'm so used to transfers
Yeah, right.
coming from school. And I was like, Skyridge?
Yeah.
What college is that?
So where that JUCO at?
Yeah.
No, they produce some dogs.
Down the list we go. Northern Colorado tight end Fisher Clements committed. This is obviously a depth piece. He's played in 21 career games for Northern Colorado. You have size for this guy?
6'7".
Thank you.
6'7", 265 pounds. I think he only caught a handful of passes, so this kind of seems more like potentially a blocking tight end using his massive frame. But yeah, you need size like that. And again, having Brendan Marion on staff just brings a different level of comfortability, because as we've talked about multiple times, he knows what he's looking for. He knows what's going to fit in his offense that he is the innovator of. And I'm interested to see kind of how he plays that room, how that room kind of shakes out, because obviously Zach Atkins is top dog in that room. I think we're expecting a lot of him, but you need some other guys, and adding a 6'7", 265-pound body to that room with some experience is never a bad idea.
Totally. Another addition in the secondary. This is Randon Fontenette coming in from Vanderbilt. And this guy is very, very experienced. Started his career at TCU, actually, then transferred to Vanderbilt. Actually played linebacker for the Commodores in 2024.
I can see that.
Had 73 tackles, 8 TFLs, 3.5 sacks, 1 pick six, and 8 PBUs. That is tremendous production at the linebacker position. In 2025, he moved back to the secondary, though, and plays more so strong safety. Played in the box, too. 52 total tackles, 6.5 TFLs, 6 PBUs, and a forced fumble. Listed at 6'2", 220. This dude is an enforcer and is going to be potentially the next shark back there for us. We'll see.
He looked good at number 7. He played like he wear number 7.
Yes,
This might be one of my favorites, arguably my favorite so far. This dude is a ball player.
Yeah.
You mentioned you see the linebacker background when you see him flying down from his safety spot, and just the on-ball production over the last 2 seasons. You mentioned some of it: 13 PBUs, right? 3.5 sacks with 120 plus tackles over the last 2 seasons. Like, this dude is finding his way around the football almost every play, and he's doing it with energy, and he's getting up talking mess, and he's bringing fire to the whole defense. And this is somebody with SEC playing experience, like was a damn near star in the SEC. And that boy, Coach Box, is cooking like he cooking.
Yeah.
He cooking.
First of all, this guy's way too good for some last 2 season stats. So let's get that straight. Second of all, yeah, I mean, I think I'm doing it.
Go ahead.
Dog.
All right, let's go.
Putting the stamp on him. That's just the second one in this class that I've been willing to put.
Who was the first one? Remind me.
Danny?
I think it was Lampron.
Okay.
Fair enough. Yeah.
ESPN.
We have to go double check to make sure that's who that was, but we've only given out 2 stamps so far. You use the best word, so it bears repeating: enforcer of a defense, and a guy who, when you turn on the tape and you are getting ready to play Colorado, you're thinking like, okay, let's keep our guys away from him.
For sure.
Like, don't put them in harm's way when he is coming downhill, or someone's going off the field. So this is another thing that I think the defense was missing last year, like someone who really like strikes fear. I thought Nakai Hill-Green was that 2 years ago. Like,
Sure.
He's going to put pads on you and it's not going to feel good.
Yep.
That's where this comes from. But he has that linebacker background, but he has the kind of like reckless abandon of a safety where he just flies and pops people. And I can feel the attitude starting to develop in this defense and see the attitude on tape, which that to me is one of the most important characteristics of a defense. Yep. This is of the weekend. This is easily my second favorite behind Boo.
I mean, clearly Diego Pavia was the reason for Vanderbilt's like surge, but they were pretty good defensively too, and it was because of guys like Randon Fontenette as well. All right, let's take our next break, and then we'll get back to everything else we need to talk about. Shout out to our friends over at Common Spirit, the homies, man, they are all over out here in Colorado, just making sure that we're all doing our best, living our best lives and taking care of ourselves, our friends and family, our community. And that's what our friends over at Common Spirit do. It's a team of qualified and passionate providers specializing in the diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of sports-related injuries for all athletes, including the mighty Denver Broncos players. The first seed Denver Broncos players enjoyed a weekend on the couch because Common Spirit kept them so healthy all year long. Check them out. They got an incredible sports medicine program, including their new sports center, Common Spirit Health in Parker. But they're all over the state, a bunch of hospitals and care clinics, physical therapy, injury prevention strategies, strength training, all kinds of stuff. And including, not about just fixing what's broken, preventative care as well. Don't let an injury keep you on the bench, or even better, get proactive about your health. For more info, visit our friends at Common Spirit at mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health, official healthcare partner of the mighty first seed Denver Broncos.
And shout out to the Colorado Soccer Association, the official hub for more than 65 soccer clubs across the state. A lot of people say for 65 plus soccer clubs across the state, but then that confused me. I'm like, wait, for people over 65? But no, it's for all ages, youth, adult, players, coaches, referees, families who just want to get involved in the game. All of it is available thanks to the Colorado Soccer Association. And kids can kick off their soccer journey as early as age 3. So whether you're playing for fun, competing at the highest level, or exploring an entire career in soccer, there's something for everyone at the Colorado Soccer Association. And be a part of history with the 2026 World Cup coming to the U.S. and a new NWSL team, the Denver Summit FC, who just signed Lindsay Heaps, a.k.a. Lindsay Horan, joining. There's never been a more exciting time to play, cheer, and be a part of the soccer buzz. So if you want to get involved, visit coloradosoccer.org to find a club near you and be a part of the future of the beautiful game.
All right, tons more commits to get back and talk about.
One last thing on Fontenette in the secondary that I kind of alluded to at the top. I was on the CU Scoop with Dukes earlier today, and he just asked me about which position I think has been improved the most. And I wanted to say defensive line because they've done a lot of work there. But it's just secondary to me. Yeah. Like you think of this potential starting secondary, which you tweeted about yesterday, and maybe some people felt some type of way. I thought it was spot on. But you have, Fontenette at a safety spot, Nate Mitchell at the other safety spot. You got Boo Carter at nickel. You got Eaglin at a corner spot, potentially RJ Johnson, Emery Jones, some other guys at the other corner spot. Like,
yes. There's still more coming there too.
Exactly right. Exactly right. This secondary is, we've talked about it, man. A lot of people, I think, were caught off guard nationally. Like, how is a Coach Prime secondary just a non-factor through stretches of games? And I think that is going to not be the case again here in 2026 because of some of these guys we've mentioned.
Yes, sir.
So that's really exciting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places you can go because I might go inside linebacker.
Totally.
For sure. Well, he also asked me too, and I guess I'll pass it to you. Like, who's your favorite? And I'm like, I don't know. But I landed on Gideon, though.
And like, we can have a whole debate. We can have a whole debate if he's even the best linebacker they've added.
And it would be a legitimate debate. But Gideon already got an L on his jersey. I don't know if y'all saw the video. He already got an L on his jersey.
Nah, for real?
Swear.
Wow.
And
let's go.
It rightfully so. And that's what we need. We've talked about the production, but that's what this defense needed at that second level. And I think Gideon is checking all them boxes.
Yeah. I think we're really close to being able to just say, like, the defense is going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get there. A lot of time. A lot of time.
Yeah. But I mean, we're heading down that road, no doubt. Barreling down that road for sure.
Shout out Daniel. That's an OG right there.
I assume Boo would be your favorite at this point in time. Favorite, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's just been
that's your guy.
A whole saga.
That's your Boo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
How about you, Jake?
Favorite? I mean, I love the wide receivers we brought in. Really enjoyed talking to Justin the other day. That is just exactly what this team needs. Yeah. Experienced leader. Man, it's so difficult. I love Santiano Hopper too, who I famously left off last night. He is going to be so impactful for this team.
No doubt.
There's a lot. So
there really is.
I mean, it's too early to even pick one. I just do that every time. I just list 5 of them. So.
You got the engagement you wanted when you posted that.
I literally forgot him. because Ezra
Oh,
committed.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you knew posting that would get the people
of
going.
course, yeah, of course. I mean, I saw what the left guard drama of last offseason did for me. Buffs also got a new long snapper. Trey Young ends up committing to Colorado. Cam Hawkins.
Crazy trade by the Hawks.
Cam Hawkins ends up, he's out of eligibility, so they're going to need a new long snapper as well. But speaking of him, Ezra Christensen committed to Colorado. This guy started off as a 2023 JUCO recruit from San Diego Mesa College. Committed to Fresno State, was there for 2 years, then went to NMSU last year and broke out. First team All-Conference USA, 42 total tackles, 11 TFLs, 6 sacks, 2 passes defended, and a forced fumble. By the way, can we not, like, if you're going to get upset over a defensive, like, I didn't even put projected starters. It's like the most heavy rotated, like, part of the team. You know what I mean? Like,
and you hedged it, I thought, very nicely out the gate. A very, very, very early look.
I didn't put projected starters.
Oh, man.
You knew what was going to happen.
He was willing to take that. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Shout out Ezra Christensen, though. Another New Mexico kid. Third New Mexico State Aggie defender coming to play for Coach Prime this offseason.
No FBS defensive lineman, according to Pro Football Focus, had more quarterback hurries than Ezra Christensen last season. That is
Production.
ball player.
Yep.
Production, for sure. And you look at some of the other names around him from these schools. You look Ole Miss, Texas Tech.
Yep.
A lot of Division I schools, Oklahoma. And he had the most consistently around the quarterback.
Totally.
By the way, does Randon Fontenette have a nickname? It's a long name.
People were calling him Rondo on Twitter.
So is it Rondon?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I got to find out. Rondos would be sick.
Another offensive lineman from Sac State, Jose Soto, has joined up with the herd. He is from Tulare, California, Tulare Western High School, 2023 3-star recruit. So he committed to Sac State before Brennan Marion even got there. He redshirted in 2023. He was in line to be a starter at right guard for them in 2024, but he suffered an injury in the season opener versus San Jose State and was lost for the season. He then played in all 12 games with 11 starts in 2025, did not allow a sack or a quarterback hit in Big Sky play, according to PFF. This is a very, very underrated transfer addition, I think.
Absolutely. And I love bringing in a center. That's what he was playing, right? Primarily. Yep. I love bringing
Right guard.
Oh, right guard. Did he play center too?
I think he's been a mainstay at right guard.
He's exclusively right guard. I
Okay,
was thinking
never
of somebody
mind.
else at center.
There was someone else at center.
There's another.
There's a name potentially out.
Okay,
there.
I'm getting them confused.
Yeah.
Either way, the point was going to be, I love bringing in a guy who has been on this Brennan Marion offensive line.
Yeah.
Because he asks a lot
Yes.
of offensive linemen, and they are the engine of the team.
Yeah.
And you have to get it right. You have to execute the way that he wants to play it properly. And I think that if you do, it becomes really fun to play offensive line for Brennan Marion. But it's nice to have some guys with experience who have done it in there.
Yeah.
If there's any sort of, learning curve or guys want to get an extra work, like having voices in the room who've already done it and executed at a high level is nice.
For sure. I mean, to play 700 snaps and not give up a quarterback hit or a sack, and granted, this is a go-go offense. They weren't throwing the ball 40 times a game. But regardless, we know they were running the ball effectively, and Soto was a big part of that as well. 3 years of eligibility left as well.
Yeah, I was a redshirt freshman last year because of that season-ending injury a few years ago.
So this is still a young guy with plenty of potential and room to develop. I love the size, too. 6'3", 312 at guard. I mean, that's
Perfect.
He's going to fit right in, I think.
Yep.
Last one, and we actually previewed him on Friday. He ends up committing on Friday night. That is former San Jose State defensive lineman Billy Taufatufoa.
Oh, okay. Okay, Jakey.
Alpha Tafoa.
Okay. Another guy from New Mexico Military Institute, was a JUCO player there, originally from New Zealand. How about that? Committed to Utah as a JUCO recruit in 2023. Only played in one game for them in 24. Enters the transfer portal ahead of the season. Ends up going to San Jose State. Broke out. Played in 11 games, 34 total tackles, 7 TFLs, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and a pass defended while earning all Mountain West honorable mention. Another addition to that defensive line. Do you have measurables?
6'3", 260 pounds. So can play some edge, can bump in and play some 5-3 technique potentially if you need him to.
They're adding guys for a 3-4 type of defense.
It seems that way. Began his career at Utah. This is a good player. Like you said, broke out last season, was really productive getting after the passer. 3 sacks, 7.5 tackles for loss in those 11 starts at San Jose State. I like this pickup as well, and I just like the direction that this defense is going in. We knew they had to address the front seven. We just talked about the secondary, but this front seven has been addressed with some dudes that you can get behind. I'm watching the clip of him right now with the strip sack on Arch Manning this year when they played Texas.
He played really well.
He played really good against Texas. So I like this pickup a lot.
One word for me: violent.
Yeah,
plays with violence.
Very
I love
disruptive for sure.
That's where we are at right now. Insane, man. That is all over the weekend, pretty much. Portal entries. Blake Purchase entered the portal. The Gatorade Player of the Year in 22.
Yeah.
Colorado recruited this guy. Coach Sanford, Coach Durrell, they recruited him. Obviously, they get fired and let go. Coach Prime comes in. I mean, I don't have to tell you all this. This is pretty much how it goes. I mean, they just kind of lost connection with him with the new staff, right? And Coach Prime gets hired, 2 weeks before signing day back then, whatever it was.
They made a run.
They did. They tried. He ends up at Oregon. He's done some stuff there. He was a 4-star recruit.
I mean, he was playing in their game against JMU.
Yep. This year, 32 total tackles, 4.5 TFLs, 2 sacks, 1 interception, 1 pass broken up. Has played in 35 career games already. I think he got hurt in 24 because he only played in 6 games. He played in 14 as a true freshman.
Yeah.
We'll see.
This would be a really, really nice addition. You know, you want to talk about big game hunting, duck hunting.
We can talk about duck
Hey,
hunting.
one other thing I just want to bring up too, because this tweet from Dylan Manuel just popped up on my timeline of him quote retweeting the DNVR Buffs announcement of Emory Floyd, his former App State teammate, committing to Colorado.
Yep.
I'm thinking of at least 3 sets of teammates that have committed, right? The App State duo, the New Mexico State trio,
JMU,
the JMU duo, potentially can have a Tulane duo as well.
Sac State definitely counts.
Sac State, like there's a lot of guys coming over with guys that they're familiar with. And I think that is going to help with, a lot of people say when you're adding 50 new players to a team, how are you going to get cohesion?
Right.
Well, when there's kind of a base there with some of the guys who have already played, I think that's going to really help this team kind of gel as they go through the spring, the summer before fall camp.
San Jose State too with Scudero and the new defensive end.
Yep. I like that a lot. That's smart.
Is that it?
I'm trying to think. I'm going to rack my brain for some more, but
I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Yeah, good point.
It's fire though.
In other news, Carter Stoutmire, Isaiah Hardge have entered the transfer portal. 2 guys, look, man, there's a lot of negative things being said, particularly about Carter Stoutmire, and it's been that way the last 3 years. You got to give credit to these guys, though, because like we just talked about with Boo Carter, they took a chance on Coach Prime in that first recruiting class in 2023, and they stayed through thick and thin and were obviously big pieces. Isaiah Hardge never really did too much in games, but was clearly a beloved player.
And flashed.
Of course.
No doubt.
I mean, he literally saved their spring game a couple of years ago playing running back. He was the only healthy running back. So shout out to those guys, man.
I'll never forget that dime Shador dropped to Isaiah Hardge in that Oklahoma State game for a touchdown. Or it wasn't a touchdown. It was a near touchdown. It was a chunk completion to get him in the red zone. But I mean, I think it's just 2 guys who are watching maybe a position group or a room around them.
Sure.
Get talent added to it. But like you mentioned, Jake, like as far as I'm concerned, those are kind of like OG Buffs to me. To me personally, like as long as I've been covering Colorado football, they've been a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So definitely wish those 2 guys the best. Let's not forget too, Carter. Remember last spring it was a big thing. He turned down $600K.
Of course,
from Virginia, to stay here and whatnot. And that was obviously a topic of conversation. But the loyalty of those 2 guys in particular will never be questioned.
Totally,
absolutely. Wish you nothing but the best for those 2.
Yep, we'll see where they land. Speaking of that, some guys have been landing at high-profile places, and we had 2 more of them. One very relevant who we'll see this year, but DJ McKinney Does end up transferring to Notre Dame, it sounds like. So shout out to him. Kind of a trade there with Cree Thomas coming back this way. Obviously, DJ is a much more experienced player, so we'll see how much playing time and how much of an impact he's able to make. And then Draylon Miller. He's going to be playing for the Baylor Bears, and it does sound like that Baylor is going to hang on to that DJ Lagway commitment too. He went and visited Ole Miss over the weekend. He was committed while he did that, apparently, but Ole Miss is obviously, they've got a lot to figure out with Trinidad Chambliss and so much more right now. So
Trinidad need to go on somewhere, bro.
Of
He need
course.
to just go to the league.
That's
Gang.
what
Makes
I
zero
said
sense,
last week.
Real? Yeah.
I'm like, bro, come on.
You did what you wanted to do, bro. You had a hell of a season, bro. You immensely raised your draft stock, bro. You're 24, bro.
Who was the guy who they just said got a $6.5 million offer?
Oh, Ty Simpson from
Ty
Bama.
Simpson, like,
To stay at Bama?
no,
To
what?
enter the portal.
to enter the portal, yeah.
'Cause
From
he
a
did-
non-SEC school.
Oh, I didn't
He's
hear
declared
that.
for the draft.
Right.
Teams were trying to get him to enter the portal as opposed to
Oh,
entering the
my.
draft. And it was like, of course, Miami, like the prices are up to $6.5 mil now.
And that's why I understand these guys wanting to come back.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
nothing promised once you enter the NFL
That's true.
draft.
It's true.
If you can
And you
keep-
back at the bottom of the barrel pretty much, too.
Yes,
Unless
you
you
can get $6.5 million to stay in college
That's
for another
valid.
year. Shit, I did that for free. I paid to do that.
I'm dead.
The quarterback carousel has been turning, though. It does sound like Sam Leavitt's going to be LSU's next quarterback, but apparently Tennessee is like making a push right now and stuff.
They're not
It's
giving up on it.
the most eventful recruitment of all time is Sam Leavitt's in the portal. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I hope he's worth it. I don't know if he will be, but we'll see.
That we will. Dylan Railoa to Oregon to potentially maybe sit behind Dante Moore for a year, which is what Dante did last year with Dylan Gabriel.
It would be smart if that's the plan. I think it would very much behoove Dylan Railoa for Dante Moore to come back and Railoa to just sit here.
I think it'd behoove Dante Moore to go back. I saw someone talking about going to the Jets and how, and of course the Jets are the Jets, but like quarterbacks entering the NFL draft with 20 or fewer starts, going back to 2011.
It's a bad group.
It's a terrible group, with the only outlier being Cam Newton, who was a freak, obviously.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah, the list is brutal.
But going back, this is what I said about Dylan Railoa, though. It's like, if you surround him with elite talent rather than whatever he had in Nebraska.
Oregon would be that spot.
Yep.
He should have just gone to Georgia, man. He really should have just stayed there.
I feel like that's a perfect landing spot, though, just for him. Like, from a Colorado football fan perspective, you already done like Dylan Railoa. You already done like Oregon. So why not team up?
Bro should start a YouTube channel as a travel vlogger with all the different places he's been. I think he was in
for
4
real.
different states for high school.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
I know he was for sure in Arizona and Georgia in high school, yeah.
And maybe it was 3. I think there's one other state in there that
Yeah.
he stopped by.
Probably.
Now we're going 2 different states in college. It's just, he's seen the whole country.
Crazy. The Dylan Railoa World Tour.
I know y'all saw that clip or the photo of when Mahomes had a teammate.
Yes.
at Oregon.
Yeah, so he lost the bet.
It
was like last
Railoa
week.
saw that. It was like, yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Mine made up. That's where I'm going.
That looks good on us.
On us is crazy.
Deuce Knight is going to be Ole Miss's a candidate to be Ole Miss's new quarterback, though. This is the guy who wanted Auburn to potentially unretire Cam Newton's number so he could wear it.
Have we seen him play?
I don't think he's played. No.
Okay. Like, I know the name and I know he's like a highly talented recruit, but I don't remember him actually playing on the field.
Yep. Also, that's him and Hassan Longstreet. USC and Auburn were famously trying to go after Juju as well. Those were
Right.
their options once Juju picked Colorado. Both those guys have hit the portal now.
And USC fans were talking about how
Yes, they were.
Longstreet's better than Juju and all this.
Yep.
Well,
They really was talking crazy.
I guess
like
we'll never know.
like Lincoln Riley just didn't want Juju anymore. He pivoted. Like, be for real.
Yeah.
Be for real.
Deuce Knight, he played a little bit versus Ball State and Mercer this year. That's his experience thus far. To the college football playoff. And the Oregon Ducks technically showed up the other night in Atlanta. But it was over from the very first offensive snap.
No,
Indiana put 56 on the Oregon Ducks to blow them out 56-22 to move on to the national title. Your national title is Indiana versus Miami.
Yeah, that's what happens when a team coached by a fake demon goes up against a team coached by a real demon.
Oh my god, that tweet was hilarious. Dude, the biggest fake demon of all time.
You should see. I wish I could have screenshotted all of the notable people who liked that.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of big names in football agreed.
Wow.
Let's go.
With the fact that Dan Lanning is a fake demon.
Hey, you called it from the minute we met him at Pac-12 Media Day 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. Yeah, well, Indiana not playing well. They certainly seem like a team of destiny.
I think Miami can kind of hang with them, though. I'm not going to lie. The way they play football right now, the confidence that Carson Beck has.
I've picked Miami every playoff game.
I think it's going to be
far.
a great game. I'm excited.
I might have to stick with Miami, but like I said, Indiana just kind of seems like a destiny.
Yes.
We need something, like, in my opinion, we need something drastic to happen to even make it a game.
Really?
Like, I'm hoping that, like, Indiana fumbles the opening kickoff or something, spots Miami 7 points just to give us something. Like, I think they might absolutely crush it.
I mean, I think if they can just avoid what happened on the first snap of the game, like if you can avoid a first play pick six, like at that point, all of the energy is sapped from Oregon's sideline, and Indiana has all the momentum. I feel like if Miami can just avoid an early mistake like that, I think it'll be close throughout.
This is why I kind of like
What was
Miami,
Dante
though.
Moore thinking? What was he doing in that game?
Oh, he was terrible.
Yeah, dude.
He should go back just based off of that performance alone.
Facts.
I mean, that's completely falling apart in a national semifinal.
Yeah, it was
his
crazy.
confidence is going to take some time to get back up. After that.
For real.
And I mean, if I was a team drafting in the first round early,
No.
I'm cooling off.
I can't draft him after that game.
4 months from now, you're going to draft that
Right,
second overall? No shot.
I mean, look, he's definitely an exciting prospect. He has
Of
a lot
course.
talent, but
He's
it
still
would be
young, though, too.
scary to hitch the franchise to him after that performance.
Yeah, his next game would be against like the New England Patriots. Come on, what are we talking about?
For real. And I think there's just too much evidence for that stat you brought up earlier with fewer than 20 college starts. Like at this point, the sample size is too large to ignore it.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Yeah, so this was ESPN's Rich Cimini who said it. I think he covers the Jets still.
Yeah, he does.
He is only 20 years old. He's only gotten 18 college starts. And if you look at the recent first round picks, and he named just a few: Anthony Richardson, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Kyler Murray, Dwayne Haskins, Mitch Trubisky, Ryan Tannehill, and Cam Newton. That's going back to 2011. All of the first round quarterbacks with fewer than 20 college starts. Coach, of course, he mentions Cam Newton.
Cam, is that including JUCO starts?
I don't think so. I don't think it does.
So maybe that also kind
Right,
of
Kind of takes
Cam
him out. Yeah.
Yeah,
for
sure. And then, of course, Ryan Tannehill, decent
He was
career
decent, yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Braden Fowler Nicolosi to Michigan. Isn't that crazy?
How do you feel about that?
You better not see the field. We are screwed if that's the case.
It's odd to me because he just has zero backup quarterback to him. Like, to me, it's like, send him to, I don't know, a lower level school and just let him go be a gunslinger.
Sure.
Like, you don't want to bring in Braden Fowler Nicolosi because your quarterback's hurt and have him throwing back foot picks. Like, you're hoping for your backup to come in and just manage the game.
For sure.
He's clearly going to be like a third option, I think. He clearly went to go get a degree from Michigan, right? Like,
Do y'all have a second? Like, do y'all have like a clear backup? Because I know my boy Mikey Keaton left.
well, that's the thing is Michigan lost like everyone behind him. Jaden Davis was a 4-star recruit behind him. He's gone now. They had another transfer come in, I think last year. I think he was a senior. It was like a JUCO kid or something like that. I can't remember, but
It's interesting, man.
it's crazy.
I feel like, I don't know. He probably gonna get thrown into battle at some point next season. That is gonna be
Just stop, bro.
Doesn't strike me as a Kyle Whittingham player either.
Not at all.
It really, a lot of it doesn't make
No,
sense.
none of it
Not
makes
at
sense.
all.
A lot of it doesn't.
Maybe
It's
he's just
crazy.
trying to find any way he could get that $400K left on the table.
Yeah, insane. That's pretty much it so far for today, at least. We'll see what happens.
You say that
later.
like we didn't just talk for an hour.
No, I know, but
Well, that's it.
That's all we got.
We're just in the middle of everything. Shout out Khalil Benson as well, man. He's going to be playing in a national title. MSJ really wants us to talk about the Jags reporter situation.
I was going to say that verbatim.
Do you have any thoughts? I really don't.
Yeah,
I don't care.
do. I have a lot of thoughts. We'll probably do a whole podcast on it.
Okay.
But I'm going to keep it to this. I don't think it is ever not the time or the place to be kind.
Of course.
Like, period, end of story.
I agree. My take is that the fake outrage is annoying.
There's a bunch of losers who do this.
Like, why are y'all acting like this is so bad and y'all are so
Because they're losers.
A crime was committed.
Yeah, right.
They're losers.
Yeah.
Like
They think they're more important than they are.
It reminds me of, if y'all remember a few weeks ago, I think it was Erin Andrews. She was on a podcast and she was talking about like people in sports media, like they don't get to go home as much.
Right.
And like how that
blew
turned
up.
into a whole think piece of like, this is very similar. Like, bro, this is an isolated incident of literally nothing wrong being said that people just want to make into a big thing and try to get their takes and opinions off on it. And it wasn't about that.
If you saw someone just being kind and your first thought was like, this isn't it.
Not the place.
This is not the place. How dare that person be kind?
Not the time.
It's just like, you got to reevaluate.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah, seriously.
reevaluate the way you're looking at things. But my deadline, 17 seconds.
Exactly, bro. That's
Or
what I'm saying.
37 seconds.
It's disingenuous to act like that was a real problem. People in there are on a deadline, and this lady is wasting 20 seconds.
Now,
like, come on.
The other side of this is like, I personally don't want to play by those rules, the unwritten rules that people are gatekeeping so intently. So I just stopped going. Like, I don't want to go into a press box where you're not allowed to cheer. I want to cheer, so I don't go in press boxes anymore. So like, I get it, but I don't get that outrage.
A lot of folks just be miserable. And the cherry on top is the fact that people are trying like, this is not how journalism is supposed to go. Well, come to find out, she's one of the most tenured, most respected journalists out there.
She was just being a human. God for fucking bid.
No, it's
Sick.
absolutely right. I mean, bro, it's my least favorite part of the job is there's just a lot of people who take themselves more seriously than they have to in these types of situations, right? And they think that their time is worth more, and that's why they get upset. Like, I'll get upset over a bad question asked in a press conference. Like, it happens to all of us, right? Yeah. But to act like your time is worth more than others when you're sitting in that room, when you're all there to hear the man who's on the stage, talk, like, is ridiculous. Like, you're already on someone else's time, bro.
Yeah. I have seen much greater wastes of time
For real.
than just someone having a human moment with another human.
No doubt.
It's crazy.
I thought Cohen handled it perfectly. And yeah, somebody mentioned in the chat right there too. Same thing happened to Kevin Stefanski a couple weeks ago. And dude went on way longer. Dude went on a whole soliloquy about like, Coach Stefanski, I know
This is the last time.
Right. This is the last, like he was actually being dramatic. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like a eulogy.
Right. And did nobody really have nothing to say about that? And I don't know.
By the way, what I would give for that nice woman to give me words of encouragement.
For sure.
I mean,
She was just so on point, so uplifting. I need that like every morning.
For real.
the most real comments from that whole thing were like, nothing compares from like the genuine love of a black woman. It's like, they're
Real
going to
spirit,
gas
though.
you up, man. Like, they're
Real
going to,
spirit. Hey, you
they're
know
gonna
they
dust
mean it.
off your shoulder, all this stuff.
I mean,
Like, you know they mean
we've gotten it's like the aunties coming to the tailgate.
the best.
The
yes.
best, the best feeling.
Of course. Of course. There's real losers out there who
Miserable people.
Yes. They don't like what they're doing. It's crazy.
Just reevaluate.
What did I do?
Steal that.
What?
What bro said?
What did I do?
Eat a Frank is actually hilarious. I might steal that MSJ, no cap. Eat a Frank. I got you. Shout out to we going super chat?
Yeah. Rose says, Scotty, let me get a bear down and an FGB.
Bear down. You ain't gonna say the right. We're a family friendly program over here.
Sometimes.
Well, my coach said it after the game. I know y'all saw that in the locker room.
Oh yeah. People were pro clutching about that too.
It's crazy.
Remember when coaches used to have class? Shut the
In the locker room amongst 60 grown men. Yeah, all the class. Yeah. Yeah, my coach said it for me. But bear down, baby. Let's go.
Value Company says, Jake, you know the names. Say it with each other. There's a lot of names I've read over the last 30 days. I'm still learning them. I'm trying. All right. What a show.
That was a good show.
What a
I'm
time
glad
to be
we
alive.
ended on that note, too. I need to get that off my chest.
We will be back tomorrow. Stay tuned. Lots of fireworks to come as well. Go Buffs.
Just go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.